2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. Number 6. Number 6. It's called After 3 Years. This picture was taken almost, a couple, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago. How long was it?
I think hold on, let me see.
Me and Ricardo are turning 2 years here in October.
So, almost, this is pictures
So
more than 2
2
years.
yeah.
This picture goes hard as hell. Disclaimer. Welcome to the Lounge. This podcast will include language, stories, jokes, copyright music. Viewer discretion is advised. Follow us at Barrera Studio Lounge. All lowercase. New clips Mondays and Fridays. Listen for free on YouTube. Coming soon to Spotify. I really gotta figure that shit out. Follow our guest. It's a Celeste and 6 Eyes B. I changed it last second, so there will be 2 Instagrams. There will be the handle on the next scene and the handle right here.
Yeah,
Good boy. You know who's a good boy. The man who took over Madison Square Garden for 13 days straight, apparently. Harry Styles, as it was.
Hey, yeah.
Oh my God, look at
Am I,
you.
like, super bright?
You are so bright.
Both of us?
Oh, well, yeah, you are.
Ah, dang.
Wow. We are good.
That's perfect right there.
Your hand. Why don't we leave it at that? How are ya?
I'm doing pretty chill.
Well,
Doing pretty chill.
like we were saying, it's been 3 years since Celeste was on the podcast. She was on episode 8 of my original one. Did she show you it or no?
I looked it up the other day whenever you were talking about
And how much did you watch?
I watched probably the first minute or so.
And
That's
why only the first minute? Because were you cringing?
I think no, we were playing Fortnite or some shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were playing Fortnite or some shit. So I pulled it up. And I was like, oh, that's funny. And then I don't know if I linked it to someone. And then we're like, all right, we gotta go. Like we're already landing and shit.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. So who these guests are is my buddy Celeste. You can see her name right there on the screen. And also, he prefers Ricardo. So I put Ricardo there. And he is her fiancé. So welcome, y'all. Welcome. So, kind of a look back into the last episode. Why did you cringe at the episode we did?
So, I'm sorry, my voice is so...
You're good.
I don't know. I just gave off very pick-me energy. It was very bad. I tried to watch it. I don't think I got 10 minutes in because then I was just like, no, this is bad.
Damn. I mean, after you said that, I was like, okay, I'm going to watch it. I'm like, oh my God. The audio was so horrible, first off. I had to watch it at 100 on my TV. And I'm like, I'm hearing myself. And then you're talking and then Ray's talking. And then I remember I watched the whole thing. My brother came in. And then he took over he became the third guest in the podcast. Because he sat here for an hour. I had a little, a plastic tote. Something. I had it in front of the bed, and he sat on it, and he was just over here talking with us for 3 hours, or an hour.
I think it was something about relationships or something like that.
Yeah.
The conversation got very deep, and it lasted a while.
Yeah, dude.
From one thing that I noticed whenever prior to. Because I remember she mentioned your podcast and everything a while back. I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. And then I brought it back up the other day. She brought it up, and I was like, okay, let me go back and look at your clips and stuff. And the thing that I fuck with is just how roomy it feels.
Yeah, that's the vibe I try to give.
Because I don't really as much as I try to make sure that everything looks really good whenever I try to stream or do anything like that. But yours is just super cozy. It's not over the top or very all over.
Yeah.
So I really fuck with it in that regards and stuff.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
And whenever we were looking at it and stuff, I was just like, this is the type of shit I like.
Yeah.
This is the type of shit that I like that I want to see more out of people.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you fuck with it, man.
I would probably watch it more, but most of your shit's UFC fights.
And yeah, there needs to be a mix up of guests because because Ricardo's actually the newest person forever because I didn't have a new person on for a while since the last podcast because certain things.
Yeah.
But like, see, because now I'm getting back into, hey, having new people, and hey, like, getting to talk to other people.
Yeah.
And, like, I get, like, critiques sometimes from, like, close family members or whatever. He's like, damn, man, like, if it's somebody you don't know, have them buy you lunch, or, like, you should charge them to have people on this shit. If they're going to promote, that's the thing, though, because that's kind of, like, the name of the game was, like, of podcasting in that regard. But, like, he was like, man, you having these fucking nobodies and all these fucking... Who the fuck are these people?
Damn.
I mean, honestly, I prefer shit like that. I really do. I kind of think, like, bringing in people that people already know. And stuff, it's cool and all, especially with people who are, like, they don't talk much about their personal life. That's the best way to get them. But honestly, like, I've been thinking for a while that, like, I want to see a podcast of just random motherfuckers on this shit and get into their brain and stuff. I mean, because, like, think about it, like, you don't know shit about, like, the people that you pass by the street and stuff.
Exactly.
You don't know their life and shit. You don't know their life story, and sometimes you'll sit down and talk to them for like 2-3 hours, and that's just really dope. Like, I would prefer that, honestly, just to see random strangers than people that, like, you know, already have a following and shit.
Yeah, like, later on, like, we'll get into, like, Joe Rogan and whatnot, but that's kind of where it stemmed from, because I remember this is kind of where the catalyst of what this ended up being was my brother was a fan of him, obviously, at that time. He was all into it, and he was listening to it on the car ride home back from college, and I took the ride with him.
Yeah.
So instead of, like, listening to music like I thought he would, it was these just people talking, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then, like, I realized what the hell's going on. Okay, they're talking about UFC. I kind of know what UFC is at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a woman. Okay, it's a different fucking weight. I don't know, but it's a woman, and she's the champion at that. I was like, what the fuck? It was as I wrote it down, it was Misha Tate, and it was episode 794. And, like, they were talking about different shit. I was like, what the hell are they talking about? They talk about how Metro PCS was a piece of shit. Like, remember when everybody used to talk about that? Like, no, I don't like. Wait, we're live? We're live now? Misha Tate, we're on there. And then the world is flat. I just want to let everybody know the man is fucking with us. That satellites are bullshit, and we have electromagnetism to get things stuck. Gravity doesn't exist. Like, I was like, what the fuck is this? And then, like, listening, but then me and my brother, like, back and forth, like, it's a 4-hour drive. We end up talking ourselves, and he pauses the podcast eventually. Yeah. And then he's like, later on, he throws it back at me. He's like, motherfucker, I was trying to listen to this shit, but you talking to me and shit. What? But that was kind of like the catalyst, because in school, like, I would be that person, I would, like, pretty much chill with everybody, talk with everybody. Like, I didn't stick to, like, you know, I had my groups or whatever, and I had, like, whoever I hung out with, but I was able to talk to whoever.
You were the social glue.
Yeah.
So I know exactly, like, what group he would hang out with. And it was, like, all the horny, like, band kids.
Oh,
and
God.
I'm not even kidding.
Yeah,
like, I
band kids are freaking
like,
crazy. We're crazy
seeing
people.
him and his, like, group of, like, friends and stuff, because they would, like, hang out, like, pretty close to where me and this one group would hang out at. And it was, like, you could tell that they were band kids.
Yeah. You know, we were different.
Disrespectfully, we could tell.
But
also, like, going forward, okay, so, or moving forward, I kind of want to introduce myself just because, like, I feel like me and you know each other already, but I want to make sure that whoever watches it, like, knows me. So.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so my name is Ricardo Rivera. I'm 21, gonna be 22 in April, and I am a special ed aide. I also work for the YMCA, and I hunt, I fish, play a shit ton of PC games. I'm super into photography, and that's probably one of the biggest reasons I follow this shit for, like, a little while now, is because, like, honestly, if you're gonna go to anyone to get critiques from, like, bro, just go to me.
Yeah.
Like, I could either be like, hey, like, you can do this to get a little better, or like no, motherfucker, this is bad.
Yeah.
You know? But no, like, honestly, like I said, like, a lot of the shit that I've seen so far, like, your audio is good, your presentation is good, and then, like, one thing that I like, you're just genuinely a good person to talk to.
Yeah.
Which is, like, the easiest thing about a podcast. You don't
appreciate
want,
that.
You don't want no one uncomfortable by shit. And I mean, this is my second time in your house. So if I was uncomfortable, it would show already. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
and that was kind of the thing, because, like, true story about this whole thing, like, kind of like a side note, well, pretty much you already kind of said, like, that's kind of where it stemmed from. I was kind of a good person to talk to, and then ended up becoming this, but another thing that pertains to that is one of the guests I have more frequently to talk about UFC and boxing is a dude named Leroy. And the thing was, we went to the same school. It's just we never spoke to each other. He was like a year younger than me, but we started talking after we both got out of school.
Yeah.
And then I finally said, you know what? Let's sit down and finally go back and forth with this and see what's up. And then, the first time he seemed kind of, like he was sitting there and then answering, but then we started flowing and then we were like, whoa, all right. And then he got more comfy as time went on, And then Ray also said that in the beginning as well, that, we would do it every week and then he would be like, I want to be able to talk more and more and more. And that's what he did as well.
Yeah,
so.
it's because it doesn't really feel like an interview. It just feels like, friends, like, talking.
Exactly.
And, like, that's why I love the name of it prior. I still like the name of it now.
Yeah.
But, like, it was a Life After School podcast, right?
Life after high school, yeah.
Life after high school.
It used to be the Life After.
Yeah.
But then, like, I went to a show in, like a mentor in my life, I will say, like, he said, hey, I tried to find you, but I found this other church group, and I was like, yeah dude, I saw that as well. He's like, maybe, switch it up maybe, and he was throwing different names, and I was liking the names. I was like, I don't know, I didn't want to take a name from him personally. I wanted to kind of have my, that's what I kind of did, but I was like, yeah, that was another thing too. Audio, like at first it was just only one mic and everybody talking with the settings turned all the way up. That was it. But now I'm glad to have more things. I'm very grateful.
I mean, yeah, like the first thing that I said whenever I came in was just like, I fucking love your setup.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Especially with your mics and stuff. Like, I mean, most people just like, all right, like. Here, record it on your phone, and then afterwards, just send it to me and all this other stuff.
Yeah, like, because that's another, like, going back to Joe Rogan, like, when I listened to it, I was like, what the hell is this? But then when I watched it, I was like, what the fuck is this place? Like, why does it look so, like, it looks like I've never seen that on YouTube. It'd be so big on YouTube. Like, it looks like a news station almost, but it wasn't the news type thing. That's what it kind of stemmed from. Like, and then I wasn't into Sirius XM or, like, Howard Stern because people can credit, where Joe Rogan kind of came from because Howard Stern was doing all this other stuff first, like interviewing different people from artists and then doing different things from sketches to anything else. Yeah. Like, just living with mics and all that. So I don't know. Like, I just like that aesthetic of just having everybody here. Yeah. And we're all able to all pitch into the conversation. Yeah. That's what Let me drink some water as well because everybody's doing that. Hydrate everybody because don't need no one falling out. Anyway, getting into one thing I wanted to ask y'all was Dallas. What's that about? How is it for y'all?
Can I talk my shit real quick?
Yes.
You can.
Yes.
Okay. So, not born, but raised in Fort Worth, right?
Yeah.
Especially the North Side area.
Yeah.
It is so different because, Dallas is obviously a very big city, but you know how, like, here in Fort Worth, like, it is a big city, but it's, like, it has, like, that small, like, hometown, like, vibe to it anyways. Like, you can go to downtown and, like, walk around and not feel like you're gonna get mugged.
Yeah.
You go to Dallas, I'm telling you straight up, as soon as you get to the highways, you roll your window down, it smells like sewage.
Yeah.
Like, it smells like garbage. It smells bad. And I'm used to the smells of, like, downtown Fort Worth, where it doesn't smell like ass. And then everything's, like, very different. Like, you just don't have, like, that small, like, feel.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's, like, I want to say it's progressive, but it's just not the same.
It feels really like
it's too big, if
like
that makes sense.
Condensed and too big.
Too big. No one knows each other. Like, I will get lost if you put me, like, right across, like, the street. Like,
yeah.
I will not find my way home. You drop me off in any part of Fort Worth, I will be able to find my way, like, to wherever I want. Like,
yeah.
I will find my way there.
You were everywhere. Like, man, I remember.
I really was.
The Cadillac, the truck.
I miss my Cadillac.
Oh my god, she would whip hard, and I'd be kind of scared sometimes. Straight up, she scared the shit out of Ray one time, and he never let it go.
Oh yeah, They would no. So there's a reason why I'm not allowed to drive anymore. Like like I was telling you earlier, like whenever like I would get out of work and stuff, and I'd get here, and either Ray or Jen were here, but there was always someone here.
Mm.
And so, obviously I'd be like, y'all wanna go get food? Like y'all wanna go do something? Like y'all wanna go be little crackheads? And we would. And then I think I like slightly topped a curve or like turned a little bit fast. And like he like started freaking out and he didn't want me to drive anymore. Like he didn't like I was not allowed to drive anymore. Like it was either him or Robert that were gonna drive, but I was not allowed. And then I think the next day or the day after, like a couple of days after, he literally like hit a curb so hard, like he had to like replace like 2 of his tires. Yikes. And I never wanted to say, okay, like, and I'm the problem, like more than anything.
I remember exactly where he got another time where he was like, what the hell? There's this turn right by our old high school, and down this street there's a dry cleaners there, and like it's one of those turns where it's at an angle where you can't really see shit, and you really have to stop, because if you don't stop, someone's definitely right there. Like it's not a matter of if they're there, they're definitely there. Thank God no one was there. Didn't see the stop sign. Go! Oh, yeah. And then Ray, there was a car coming like far side, like coming. And then Ray saw it at the corner of his eye in the back window. He's like, oh, shit!
Wait, did I do that?
Yeah.
Really? I don't remember. I know one time I almost tipped the truck whenever we were going to go drop something off. And then, because I was about to miss like the entrance into something, and I like just braked. I braked, and me and my friends, I don't remember who was in there. I think it was Hyman Angel. And then I think I braked, and you felt the Cadillac just do this. Like you felt it get on its side, and you just felt it like drop again.
Oh shit.
But I was a pretty good designated driver whenever it came to like being high or drunk. God
damn. The last thing about Dallas is, if you ever heard of a place called Rudy's Chicken?
Rudy's Chicken, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, Rudy's or Rudy's, specifically Rudy's Chicken?
Yeah.
Because there's Rudy's, like the barbecue gas station type place. There's one in Arlington.
Yeah.
That one's good as fuck.
But I'm talking about
Rudy's Chicken. I don't know. I mean, there's like Lisa's Chicken.
If you ever come over again, we should go to Hangry Joe's.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Hangry Joe's, it's expensive, but it is so good, especially their sandwiches.
Yeah, there's this restaurant that's like kind of like, they don't have like, you can't eat in there. It's like a drawer. You have to hand the money and they hand you the food. It's like a place called Rudy's Chicken. I've had it before. Yeah. And that's why me and my brother have gone there, and that's why he asked people from Dallas, do you know it?
There's Rudy's in Cedar Hill. That one's where it's like you go in and it's this whole country like looking place, like a bunch of rustic decorations and whatnot.
And is it fried chicken or not?
It's everything. It's like you order by the
pound, no?
Not by the pound, but you order by like just what you want. So whenever they get there, they're like, all right, what do you want? There's no menu, mind you.
Right.
So you're greeted with like your drinks and your biscuits and stuff, and then they're like, hey, so what do you want to eat? I wasn't given a menu, so the fuck do I get? Yeah. And then they're like, well, we got like fried chicken, we got smoked chicken, we got catfish, we got country fried steak, we got all this stuff. And it's like, okay, I want a country fried steak.
Hell yeah.
And then usually you're like, what are my side options? No, they give you the sides there. All you pay for is the entrees, and then all the sides come to you. They keep on refilling the entrees, they keep on refilling your stuff, and the only thing you that's like not unlimited is like the actual food.
You only pay for like the actual like meat and stuff.
Like it's a little expensive. Like I'm for sure gonna take everyone like for Thanksgiving.
That kind of sounds like Babe's Chicken to me a little bit.
Oh, Babes.
Yeah, that's why I was confused because you were like Rudy's. Yeah. I was like, is that Babe's?
Because Rudy's is kind of a more ghetto fried chicken place. That's what I was kind of asking.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But
there's a lot of Williams fried chicken.
Or Lisa.
But this was the most.
There's like one Lisa.
But this fried chicken in particular, was the most seasoned I've ever tasted. Like, you tasted the flavor. Like, you know when they say, like, all 11 herbs and spices? Yeah. I was tasting all the 11 herbs and spices with every crunch. Like, the only bad part is I kind of had it mid, like, where there's, like, I've had it in my lap for 10 minutes. I couldn't eat it until my brother was like, you know what, eat it. Because the drive back, that's it. There's been one time where he's gone all the way just to get some chicken.
No, so
like, what the heck?
So Dallas
it was good as hell, though.
A lot of, like, like generally like just black people food.
Yeah.
Like their shit's like great, but you know something I miss from here?
What's
like
up?
so much.
What do you miss?
So one,
Tacos.
tacos for
Oh
sure.
yes, the tacos over
And
here.
two, the Chinese food. The Chinese food over there is expensive, and it's like
Oh,
not that
how
good.
much?
You okay? So you know how here you get like a to-go plate, like big
Yeah.
ass ones for like $7.
Yeah.
Over there, 13, 14 bucks for a
Fuck
plate.
no, screw off.
And you know how like they
No.
like genuinely like here like they fill your shit
Yeah.
up. Like they will
Are they rationing? Are they
it
like?
feels like it.
God
No, they're,
damn.
like,
No.
So it's real weird from her experience to where we live now versus my experience to where we live now. Because she went from, I mean, before whenever your parents were here and everything, she went from a Fort Worth suburb, I would call it more or less.
No,
a
for
Fort Worth
sure.
suburb where everything's really close, you know, everything's really roomy and stuff, and it's genuinely a nice feel. Where I'm from is Red Oak, and most people don't know what the fuck that is. Most other people are gonna know either Lancaster and DeSoto or Waxahachie.
Yeah, Waxahachie.
And we're right in the middle, which sucks because we're pretty much on the edge of everything. It's a lot more country than anything. A lot of white people. For some reason, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but for some reason, there's a lot of Muslims there. And that was like my group type, you know. But no, like everything's fucking country. You know, it's the type of city where you're getting stopped by a fucking tractor going across the road and shit.
What?
I'm being dead fucking serious. Like literally, like, and I shit you not, there were days where I had to drag my pit bull out of a fucking farmer's ranch.
You got a pit bull?
Oh,
Man.
we used to have a pit bull.
Oh.
Where
No, right now we just have Peanut, Barbie, and
And
Lily.
Lily.
And then his mom has a little ass chihuahua named Sadie.
Yeah. But yeah, we had to like pull out one of our pit bulls from attacking a cow and shit. Like we were literally like no more than a couple hundred meters away from a whole fucking ranch.
So can I add
whenever,
something to that real quick?
What's up?
So I remember when me and him like first started talking, we were like cooking up and stuff. I remember the times that I had to go visit him all the way to his house. It was so scary because it was so dark. I could barely see at night. But I
Yeah.
remember one of the times I went like super early in the morning. I think it was after you got out of work.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember just seeing cows.
Yeah.
Like literally across the street from where he lived, just like a field with like
They're
cows.
chilling.
Damn.
It's fun, like in such a small like neighborhood where, and the thing is, we were kind of in a neighborhood, but not really. Like it was
Yeah.
just kind of like a bunch of houses that were in the same cul-de-sac, but like a mile or two away from the actual city and everything. I mean, mind you, like we were technically in the city of Red Oak, but we didn't reap any of the benefits. I didn't get a library card. I didn't get higher up taxes and
Damn.
shit. But yeah, like, so my experience of it was going from a country suburb to the city. And mind you, like, a lot of things changed. Number one, I rarely saw homeless people. I lived in Vegas, so that was always a thing that I always saw and stuff. But it was always specifically the city. I mean, you will always see it in Fort Worth, Dallas. But the second thing about switching over here is the closeness of, one, all the stores. I could pretty much go anywhere and find a pretty decent store, pretty decent shop, shit ton of smoke shops,
Yeah,
shit ton of liquor shops and stuff. And honestly, like, there's just always people up and out. Like, I mean, mind you, like, in the country and stuff, it's like, once 10 o'clock hits, most people are in bed or going to Whataburger. There's no other places other than Whataburger out there, or 7-Eleven. So mind you, like, now it's like...
Or the Walgreens and CVS.
Yeah, the Walgreens and CVS.
Damn.
So it's like, nowadays, it's like, I could get up at almost any given time, go get some pretty decent food and shit. It's, honestly, the transition from going from Red Oak / Waxahachie, because that's where we moved from, to over here... I like it. It's definitely not my favorite. I much prefer more country life because I want more land. I want more space and stuff. But also, like, I mean, it's kind of annoying having a bunch of crackheads, like, asking me for money all the time.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, like, it's a whole different thing and stuff. Like, I wish there was more, there's more programs and stuff and help for them to get their lives on track and everything. But, I mean, it's Texas. Like, the fucking, you know, Texas ain't gonna do shit, so.
And so far, speaking of Texas, voting's coming up.
Oh
Ooh, I got things in the mail today. That was kind of funny. I got like a double side for governor. It was
yeah.
one side was Beto, one side was Abbott.
Yeah.
And my grandma was like, "Get that Abbott out of here."
Dude, I'm
W, Grandma. Grandma right
W,
there.
hella W.
mind you, like I keep up with politics a shit ton. I'm actually right now taking the Texas government class, and one of the things that I learned is like Abbott is honestly weak as fuck in terms of everything. In terms of all the governors in nearby states, we're probably one of the weaker governments in the United States in terms of the gubernatorial position.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, I mean, so real quick, just so everyone knows and stuff, I see myself as a socialist. I believe in coming together to help everyone out and shit. I believe in moving money to the less fortunate, all that stuff. And we could go into that a little bit later and stuff. And honestly, like, as much as Beto has been a huge inspiration to me, I don't see him winning. I really don't. I will say though, I saw a video earlier of this girl who she's actually been a huge her name's like Julian something, but she's a huge like part on TikTok, kind of promoting the gubernatorial race right now, and she said earlier this week that 1.7 million people have newly voted to register for this election. 1.7, and mind you, a lot of that's going to be minorities, if we're being honest. A lot of that's going to be minorities because they're seeing their rights getting stripped away from abortion. They're also seeing a huge increase in fucking bastardizing Mexicans and immigrants alike. So honestly, like, as much as I really want Beto to win because I fucking hate Abbott so bad. Like, you will get demonetized if I said the real shit that I would like to say.
Yeah.
But Beto is the next step up. He's genuinely passionate for genuinely the fucking little guy. I genuinely think he cares about the little guy. I genuinely think he cares about what people say and stuff. And honestly, in 2018 and now, he's definitely fucking showing it. At the bare minimum, I think he should be respected from Democrats and Republicans alike. But all Republicans here is we're gonna take your AR-15. So that kind of sucks.
Once they heard that, it was like a meme. They just played that shit
Yeah,
over and over.
And I knew that was gonna fucking happen. Beto is definitely a reactionary where he kind of just says shit without any given thought to it. Definitely not as much as people like Trump or even Abbott, but still a reactionary nevertheless, you know.
Dang, so y'all hate. I was gonna ask you what were y'all's thoughts when that abortion ban took effect, but I have a feeling that's kind of the same answer, which demonetized, but like at the same time, fuck it.
I knew that shit was gonna happen. Mind you, we had a whole 2 years to fucking prepare for it, to codify Roe v. Wade and stuff. And whenever the documents released, I forgot exactly when, but in 2021, where there was huge public outcry saying, "Oh, we think, this came out and stuff." And it's not official, but it could be official. It could lead into something bigger.
Right.
And the Democrats, all they did was fundraise. And that's the fucked up part, is that your money is going into these motherfuckers who are not doing shit. And that's why like I said, I'm a socialist. I'm a leftist because Democrats don't do shit. I agree with Trump. They're the do-nothing fucking Democrats. They're not going to do anything until their bottom line is getting hurt. And then once the actual opinion drops, like, yeah, it was going to happen. We have so many fucking trigger laws in Texas and other conservative states nearby that it was going to happen. Regardless of anything, it was going to happen.
I think, so this is kind of a dark joke, but I think them banning abortion is them kind of making up for all the kids that are getting shot up in school.
I mean, yeah.
They're like, we gotta make up the number somehow. We're losing kids here. Let's force some of them to be born.
It's
That's how they keep the numbers up, because otherwise we're just gonna run out of kids.
It's a genuinely fucked situation because like I like I said earlier, I work in high school, and earlier this month we had a lockdown, and a lot of people were very scared because it wasn't a lockdown. It's called a hold, where basically all the kids have to stay in their rooms because of a threat. And nothing was said about it until hours later, and everyone was rightfully upset and stuff. And as much as like I'm like, yeah, like they need to hear and stuff. At the same time, I'm like, I'm glad they took those extra measures to make sure everyone's safe and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I knew that shit was gonna happen from the get go. I'm glad that there was a huge amount of public outcry, but honestly, not as much as I expected. Mind you, fucking Texas is filled with fucking libertarians. And one of the biggest things about libertarians is like the right to travel, the right to abortion. Probably not abortion, but at least privacy. And now that those two things are getting hit, none of those libertarians are saying shit. There's some, but they're not out there. They're not protesting. They're not saying their shit. And that's the thing that I hate the most about Texas is that we're very fish-like. Once
in the sense of
if something passes in front of us, we'll look at it for a couple seconds, and then the moment it's out of our field of view, we're back on to the next thing. Which is, it's Americanism in general. Yeah. Americans are very narrow-minded. We only care about our country or our state even. And other than that, we could give a fuck about what's going on
elsewhere.
Outside, in Europe and Asia.
Damn, man. That's wild. Y'all went to a rally when that took effect, and how was that? Y'all both went.
It
right?
was fucking great. Like I loved it. The people there were very, very sweet. I mean, mind you, I wouldn't even say half the audience. I would say at least 98% of the audience or the protesters were women.
So
which made it very safe.
Yeah,
that was the safest protest I've ever attended.
That's good.
So kind of. So there was this group of like instigators. It was like these 3-4 guys.
That's always a definite.
No.
Right, but like, what did these instigators do?
Like they were just honestly being dicks. Like it was these like 3-4 like young dudes. Like they looked like they were either in high school or college. Like they just wanted a reaction, and they got it because they got their ass beat. Some undercover cops had to like walk them out because the girls were dead ass like beating them up.
Damn. Well,
it was like we came up
like deserved, but
we play with matches, you get burned.
Motherfuckers, and they were holding up signs.
One of them was holding a cross.
Yeah, I was like, okay, but I didn't see them till a while later. I'm just like, okay, just a bunch of fucking incels, and mind you, they're all guys. Like the bare minimum that they get for the production of a baby is nutting into a woman, which these motherfuckers will never fucking do, mind you, because these assholes literally looked like the Applejacks Jamaican dude except white. And then we just kind of went into our rally and stuff. Like I said, it was very nice. Very peaceful and everything. Luckily, there was no police instigating it. I mean, at the BLM protest that I went to in Dallas in 2020, there was already police fucking
I mean, they weren't going to hurt white women.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Yeah, like, it genuinely comes
like
down to that. That's
the big difference between the BLM movement and the pro-choice rallies and stuff like that. One of them had white women. One of them had like snow bunnies.
Yeah, one of them had like white women posting squares and stuff on Instagram, and now they're in the streets and stuff. Which, like, again, it goes back to everyone. I'm glad that they were able to lead the movement and make sure that everyone's safe and stuff. But at the same time, it's like this is kind of the same thing that people were arguing for in BLM.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was nice and all, and then afterwards they got their ass beat, which, I mean, thank God. Yeah, well deserved. I mean, and then the pussies had to like start crying about it on Twitter, like these Black Lives Matters liberals are over here beating our ass, and I'm like, mind you, these are like, like, okay, this is gonna sound sexist, but like these are 5'2" women beating on you. Mind you, if I was single and if I was in high school, I would have been hard the whole time, okay? But they're over getting their ass beat and stuff, and I'm like, dude, how? Like, come on now.
Like,
I'm not the most muscular guy, but come on now, like
you couldn't defend yourself at least.
Not only that,
maybe?
But like, dude, this is the best thing you got to do on a Saturday.
Probably.
Like, bro, you could have been on Overwatch. You could have been on League. You could have been going to the movies or something.
Your business.
Could have been minding your own business.
But at this point, you're just going up to a bunch of women who are taking up their rights away. That's it. If there's a Trump rally that's going on about the Second Amendment and stuff, like mind you, I agree with the Second Amendment. I do like having guns and stuff to a certain extent. But I'm not going to go to a fucking Trump rally with a bunch of people who are probably going to be armed, by the way.
Yeah.
And start instigating on them. that at the end of the day, it's their right to speak about what they're passionate about. Whether they're doing it effectively or not is up to them.
Yeah, it's up to them.
But I mean, just give people the right to say their shit, and that's it.
Exactly, and that's kind of what I do. Like, someone may have a different belief, but the thing I'm gonna always do is listen. I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna shoot you over because oh, you're wrong type shit. Like, doesn't make no fucking sense.
Literally.
And the last thing, like, politic wise, was like, do y'all like, how did y'all feel? Well, first off, going back to Beto, like, he says he probably wants to legalize it. How did y'all feel about that?
I honestly, Texas should have legalized weed a long fucking time ago.
That kind
Number
of
one, how much taxes are you looking at? Think about all the transactions between now to 2000 on weed alone, privately, or I guess if you're that person, but on the black market,
Gotta support your small businesses.
Small businesses.
Yeah, they're losing
like,
out.
you gotta love them stickers where it's with a little heart.
Yeah,
They gotta give you a cookie and said peace be with you. It's
they're
like church.
losing out on a huge fucking market.
Speaking of, shout out to our dealers because they've given us free edibles every once in a while.
Yeah,
hell
the
yeah.
drug dealers that lived underneath us, cool as fuck. Some of the coolest motherfuckers that I know, sweethearts, genuinely.
Hell yeah.
And they had a bunch of plumbing issues and stuff. I kept on giving them our what's it called, our mop and stuff, and they're just like, yeah, man, like, here you go, here's an edible, and I'm like, hey, that's something, you know.
Yeah, and
also,
then
sorry to interrupt.
yeah, go for it.
But shout out to drug dealers who like pretty girls. Because
she got a free eighth.
Yeah, I got a free
do tell.
I'm dressed up like this, like sweatpants, big t-shirt, like just vibing.
Crocs.
No, literally, like
the sport mode.
And then I think I had just gotten out of work or something like that, and I had like gotten dressed up that day. Like I had my makeup done very nicely, like my clothes was nice, like I looked good.
She was like dolled up that day.
I was dolled up, and then this one of the dudes downstairs, he's like, well, I asked him for an eighth or something like that, and he's like, here you go, and he just handed it to me. He's like, you good, baby, and I was like, okay.
It might have been Capone, actually.
Whoa.
I don't know who it was, but it was one of the
they're genuinely really dope ass fucking people. And it's a bummer they ended up moving out of our apartment to another one that's nearby.
Damn.
Yeah, but they're
which
like,
fucking sucks,
they're like 2 blocks away. Like we still
no,
go.
literally, and okay. So, mind you, if anyone's coming after me and shit, I want everyone to know that everything that I said is false. None of this is true. I am just joking.
Everything
I'm a
is
very
fictitious. Everything is scripted. But this is like wrestling,
this is all
WWE, AEW.
Yeah,
I scripted all this shit.
I'm on Adderall right now. So, anyways,
hell yeah.
So
which we got from these.
Which I got from Kanye West.
So put this in this perspective, okay? In Dallas, most of the times you're either black or white, for the most part. I mean, Mexicans. I mean, for myself, I look pretty fucking white. So I went because I had a bunch of gun equipment, scopes, and I was like, I'm never gonna fucking use this because it was a hollow and a pretty rinky-dinky scope. And I was like, hey, y'all, like, just in case, like, do y'all want anything like this? I'm gonna sell them. I'm not sure if you're into shooting and stuff. I know you guys got your Glocks on y'all, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I have a hollow and I have a scope. Do y'all want to look at them? They're like, yeah, let's go. So I go downstairs. I go down there, and it's the 3 dudes. I'm not gonna say their names, but the 3 regular people that we see over there. Like I said, sweethearts and everything. And there was like 4 other people that were in there buying stuff. And so I'm like, okay, it's a regular ass drug deal, just like people buying weed and shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like waiting at the couch. I have like the scope pulled out and everything for them to come over here and look. And then they're in the middle of this deal and everything. And there's another dude. His name was like 7 or something. And he had a backpack.
Don't say their name.
It's an alias, so I'm not, So
7-Eleven.
Yeah, literally. So he had a backpack. He pulled out this big old trash bag of nothing but bud.
Whoa.
And so they're over there sniffing it and stuff. They throw it over to one of the main dudes. He opens it. He puts his whole head in the bag.
That's what you gotta do, man, sometimes.
He was like, how much is it? They said the price. He was just like, all right. He pulled down the shoebox, got the 20s, and then gave it to him.
A shoebox?
Yeah.
God damn, that's how you know.
He had a shoebox full of like 20s and 100s. And I mean, like, it was just real weird because I was going down there just to sell something. and I was in the middle of like not an actual drug deal, but this is a step up, you know, like a drug deal, like, you know,
Like, there's the street. There's a guy like, oh, here's the nickel,
yeah.
here's a dime, here's this.
Like, I could care less if people are buying like eights and stuff, but we're talking about this probably was a solid at least 2-3 pounds maybe.
This is a Costco drug deal.
Yeah, like
Fuck yeah.
like wholesale type
Buying
shit.
in bulk.
Buying in
And,
bulk.
The dudes looked at it and everything. I was just like, honestly, like I don't even want them. Like I'm just gonna end up selling them on eBay if y'all don't get them. They're like, yeah, no, we're all good, and I just ended up leaving. But that was like the weirdest fucking experience because like at the end of the day, like I'm just a little ass white boy. I just moved to this neighborhood and stuff, and I'm over there just like in the middle of them doing drug deals and stuff. I thought that was so funny.
It is so funny because I mean, if you would have seen them, so like Ricardo's pretty tall. He's like what, 5'11"?
Yeah, he's taller than me.
5'10", 5'11".
5'10", 5'11". So like almost 6 feet. These dudes, they're big, buff black men, like over 6 feet tall. So you see Ricardo and you see both of them, and it is like so funny because he looks like their dorky accountant.
Oh
and
shit!
then it's just like them, and it was.
He looks like he could be their white boy Rick.
No, yeah,
God.
literally. I mean, mind you, we had a bunch of issues. Like I said earlier, we had a bunch of issues with plumbing and stuff. So at one point, we had everyone outside of the apartment and stuff, and we're talking about how nasty it was that people were getting other people's shit water.
Yeah.
And I was like,
every
dude.
time my roommate used her bathroom, whether it be her bathtub or her
sink,
or
her toilet,
it would just
leak
drop
out of the
into
ceiling.
them.
Bro, at one point, like, it was bubbling from... It was bad. And I remember one time we had everyone out there and stuff, and I'm just like, okay, like, get your receipts in, and if this does not stop by max the end of this month, we're going to file a lawsuit. At the end of the day, it's like, who can afford it? Not me. But I know there's a lawyer out there that would be way, way willing to represent a bunch of people who are getting screwed over these motherfuckers. Because we're still expected to pay rent and stuff. And I asked him one day, I was like, my girlfriend needs to take a shit. Where do we go for that? Where do I go? I'm not going to go to a fucking Winco. This is our neighborhood. This is our property. You should have at least something. They're like, oh, well, do you have a mom or something? I'm like, oh, okay, bro. If this ain't fixed, like, you're going to have a whole fucking lawsuit. Luckily, it did, and we didn't have to go anywhere after that, but man,
and then
dude.
they fixed it either, like, that day or the very next
Damn.
day.
Yeah, they did it pretty quick, luckily.
And also, like, we had been having plumbing issues since we moved in.
Since we fucking moved in. You know how, like, on the shower it says, like, hot and cold and stuff?
Yeah.
I'd flip that bitch all the way over, freezing to death, and I'm like, fuck, and I'd start turning it off, and then I could burn the shit out of.
Fuck
I'm like,
that.
damn, okay. And then our what's it called, washing machine, it kept on, like, getting filled up with a bunch of shit water, basically.
Oh
or not a washing
God.
machine, but our dishwasher.
Oh,
So-
no.
Not
At that
shit
point-
water, not shit water. Like, it was, like...
Very close to it.
Like
though.
sewage water.
No, not
It was,
sewage
like,
water.
Alright.
used,
So from the
like,
trash
sink
disposal.
water. Yeah.
Ah.
From the trash disposal, like, everything that got, like, shredded and stuff, like, all the water, it would, like, transfer into the dishwasher.
It was
And
just
so
fucking
it would just stay
nasty.
there because we don't use it because we're ethnic. So well, now I do.
Yeah.
Now I do.
Yeah, she's white now.
Ah, that look.
No, it was genuinely a crazy experience too, because, like, I mean, mind you, at the time we were both 20, a brand new apartment, brand new apartment and stuff, and there was a shit ton of stuff that was, like, not fixed,
Damn.
that they rushed on. Which, I mean, come on now, like, you're messing with people's, like, bare minimum livelihood, their roof over their head and stuff. It's like you can't fucking charge people $1,300 for an itty bitty ass apartment, and at least, like, not have the sink not being able to use. They told us too. They were like, you cannot use anything from this side all the way over until everything's fixed. I'm like, how am I supposed to take a shower? How am I supposed to shit? How am I supposed to wash my clothes? Which we couldn't even do at the time because these motherfuckers took like a month or two to get us our washer and dryer. But
Damn, man. That
fucking sucked, but it's whatever.
That's crazy. Switching gears, what are y'all's thoughts? Because we've had, like, conversations before, and, like, obviously I've already said a little bit about him, but, like, what are y'all's thoughts on Joe Rogan?
Joe Rogan, dude. You could go ahead, because I could go on a fucking tangent, bro.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I'm
genuinely.
gonna be honest. All I know is
Like-
he's a dickhead. I've never watched this shit. I'm not interested in watching it.
Yeah.
He's a fat, bald man that is stupid.
It's so
That's
like
what I'm gonna tell you.
he's not really fat, he's buff, but it looks like a monkey almost. Like one of those, like,
Yeah.
it's like gorillaed
So-
out like
Do
that.
Yeah, he
y'all
looks
know
like,
how, like-
he looks like a tough Italian mobster where they're fat but they look tough, you know?
I mean, he's from
Yeah.
Boston, but yeah.
Yeah.
Like, y'all know how pit bulls walk? Like,
Yes.
We're like, yeah.
That's exactly.
Yeah, but like the thing that feels weird is he's wearing a fanny pack and walking like that. So
Nice.
imagine a like a little buff dude walking towards you like that. It looks like Pitbull.
It's
Honestly,
so funny.
most dudes
but-
at the club. That's what
Yeah,
they look
literally.
like.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God I don't go.
Nah, but
I
Joe-
went to the club for the first time without Ricardo this last weekend when he wasn't here.
Oh my Lord.
It was awful. I went with my friends. With Stephanie.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
went with Stephanie. Me and her literally spent the whole time dancing together. But honestly, one of the worst fucking experiences I have ever dealt with.
I mean, like,
Wow.
mind you, like, if you're 5'10" as a Mexican, you're taller than, like, 98% of dudes out there.
Yeah.
And I was wearing heels. I was 5'4" that day.
Yeah.
Automatically, I was taller than most of the dudes in there. Like, genuinely. And they still had the audacity to, like, come and be like, okay, so
Whoa,
pretend
whoa,
pretend
whoa,
you're
whoa,
me, right?
whoa, whoa,
Like,
whoa.
pretend you're with Stephanie, right? Or whatever. These dudes would be like, come on, you want to go dance? ¿Quieres ir a bailar? You want to go dance? And I'd be like, no, thank you. Like,
It sucks because
That's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Mexican men have, especially horny Mexican men, have
no,
the
not
fucking
only
hindsight.
Mexican men, Salvador. Any
Yeah.
sort of Latino that goes to 09 or 01, automatically
course.
red flag.
Red flag.
And-
Unless you're there with your girlfriend,
Yeah.
or your wife or something, automatic like red flag.
Even then, they don't give a fuck. It's genuinely one of those situations where there's like, if there's not a man around, you're free game.
No,
And
literally.
even then, it's like I was dancing, and we were dancing with this big group of girls that we were with, and this motherfucker kept on trying to grab this girl's ass and stuff. So I pushed myself in there, like, come on now, have some fucking decency, and he still kept on going around and stuff.
That's so
Um,
fucking weird. Don't do that, guys.
But
Don't do that shit.
Going back to Joe Rogan, I don't know a lot about him. In fact, I've
Yeah.
never watched a single podcast, nor have I ever watched a single podcast of his in whole. But he's
Really?
very fucking influential. And the reason I say that, and the reason that I hate him so goddamn much, is from what I know, he's a UFC, or I don't know if he was a UFC fighter, but he was a commentator, or commentated on fights and stuff. He's very knowledgeable in that profession, and I'm glad that he did it for so many years. And good, like, I like seeing that. That's genuinely a really hard fucking job. Imagine knowing every single person's stats and stuff down to the detail. Like, that's fucking insane. And then he was genuinely a very, very cool person up until recently. Because he was all about how a lot of social programs helped him and his family out. He was broke. They had to rely on food stamps and stuff like that. And genuinely, that's a really good narrative push. Look at this dude who grew up on food stamps, interviewing some of the most famous motherfuckers in the world. Crazy. I respect him in
Yeah.
that part. Nowadays, after he got around near like Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson, like all those motherfuckers, it's genuinely rotted his brain. So I asked this question to Celeste the other day. I'm gonna explain it to you. You've probably
Okay.
already seen this, and I'm gonna go into more detail afterwards.
All right, bet.
So Joe Rogan.
Also, sorry to interrupt. I'm
go
saying
ahead,
this
go
before you go all in.
Yeah,
It is 8:56. We still do have to go get Judith
yeah, that's fine.
at like 9 something.
9:30.
No, 9:15 I think. Like
Okay.
What time
9:15,
does the movie start?
like 10 something. But then
Okay.
we're gonna go to see
Yeah.
our friend Ray.
Okay.
Okay, bet. So, have you seen on Facebook or even in just general news stories not about a specific school but schools implementing kitty litter into classrooms
No.
because of furry trans students wanting to feel more included?
So wait, before you say something, over there, a really big thing, over there, like the amount of like conservatism and like republicanism and how close-minded people are over there, like South Dallas, like Waxahachie,
Yeah.
Red Oak, Midlothian, like actually fucking insane. I had never been around such hateful people, such close-minded people, like is actually like such a huge culture shock.
Ellis
Whoa.
County, to put it in
Yeah.
perspective, Arlington is one of the bluest cities in the state of Texas.
Mm.
They paired Arlington City with Ellis County because it is about 50-50 with Republicanism versus Democrat. But so basically going back to the kitty litter stuff,
Yeah.
he pushed this narrative saying that, he does this thing where he's like a buddy of mine. And I
Yeah.
do that from time to time. Sometimes it's
He's done that a lot.
He does that a fucking lot. And we're not talking about, a buddy of mine caught a fish this fucking big. No, we're talking about real fucking kids, real fucking people. So going back to it, they were saying that a bunch of kitty litter was installed for trans kids and stuff, or furries and stuff, which, mind you, I'm all about accommodation.
Yeah.
If we can accommodate for it, I will do it, because I work in special ed,
Right.
and that is a place where you have, I won't say the strangest request, but you have some requests to gen ed where it's just like, why is that a thing, or why should we be doing that and stuff. I'm all about accommodation, honestly, and I told this the other day to Celeste. Honestly, if they put kitty litter in like the adults' restroom, and that student went to the adult restroom to go piss, they take care of themselves and stuff, honestly, I have no issue with it in general. But he pushed this narrative about the kitty litter. You want to know where the kitty litter comes from?
Where?
A school in Colorado used kitty litter in their classroom in a bucket. That is for whenever there is a school shooter or a lockdown, because kids start shitting and pissing themselves while there's a school shooting going on. They turned a school shooting issue into, look at these trans kids, fuck them.
And how recent was that?
That was less than a month or two.
Whoa,
I could
okay.
probably pull up the exact clip soon, but this was very, very recent. And mind you, this has spread into Marjorie Taylor Greene saying it, Boebert saying it. I'm surprised Ted Cruz hasn't said, or he probably has said it by
Yeah.
this point.
Them just pushing a very hateful agenda.
Yeah.
Which is like, again, super insane to see, because again, we're from here. Like, yeah, like, I'm not gonna lie, Mexicans are racist. Like,
Yeah.
they're racist.
There's plenty.
They're conservatives, whatever. But at least they know how to kind of like mind their business when it comes to schools. Like over there, so they were trying to pass these like new tax brackets, or these new like.
They're
tax
trying to
laws
get a
and stuff.
bond for
Right.
to upgrade the schools, and
Hey,
in
over
our
there-
area, the middle school is so over fucking populated. It's
They
at
don't give a shit
106%.
about their kids over there. Like, genuinely do not.
They
like,
don't.
Wow.
They
do
really
not.
don't.
Like, you know how over here, like, constantly fundraising, like. pushing
Yeah,
these,
this, or
like,
pushing this, pushing
yeah,
this.
yeah. Over there, they're like, oh, why are we gonna pay more taxes for these kids?
Like,
They're not my kids. My
dead
kids aren't
fucking
in
Damn.
And
Like,
the
actually
bond
insane.
has failed multiple times, and it fucking sucks,
Yeah.
because now there's kids stuck in classes full of 30-40 kids. Mind you, these are fifth graders, these are second graders, these are
Damn.
kindergartners.
Like, they generally just don't care. And again, like, the more south you go, the more Republican and more conservative it goes.
And
they're
it
just
sucks,
selfish.
dude.
Like, genuinely just selfish, and it fucking sucks.
Mind you,
That
we're
sucks.
talking about, like I said, we're talking about middle schoolers to elementary schoolers. This
Yeah.
is the time where genuinely you need to keep an eye on them to make sure, or not really make sure, but watch
They're
out for some,
impressionable.
Yeah.
impressionable, but also make sure that their educational needs are set. Because, I mean, mind you, I always throw this analogy out, but with Whataburger and stuff, if we go to Whataburger right now and you have a shit fucking burger, someone just spat in it, you're going to get another burger. We could always replace it. You cannot replace a child's education, because the moment you stop their education, they are backed up indefinitely, unless they make they do the appropriate things to get caught up with it. So it
Yeah.
genuinely fucking sucks seeing what could be my kids go into a school where the parents don't give a fuck about. They really don't. And that's really what goes into a lot of Republicanism, is that with a lot of conservatism and a lot of Republicans or libertarians, a lot of things could be very black and white. That's not how the world works. The world is a lot of fucking shades of gray. And I don't think they understand that, because it's really like, I could present an issue to you with a huge spectrum of things. For example, why are women seen as lower class? Oh, okay, well, because, whatever, there could be this, there could be that, there could be this. And actually, I'll so right now I'm taking a philosophy class, okay? Yeah, philosophy fucking nerd, but, so... One of the things that I saw that I thought was really fucking cool, because it's true, and I'm going to relate this back to politics, is This feminist philosopher believes in two different types of thinking. There is rhetorical, which is how men think. It's very give and take, or it's more like you have a problem, there's a solution and the correct solution. And the easiest way I could put that in perspective is working on a car. If I say crank and no turn, you probably could think of 5 different solutions that's for sure the right answer. And there's another side of that same questioning, and I forgot the exact phrase for it, but basically means that there's no one right answer. It could always be one of these answers, and no answer is incorrect.
Yeah.
Sort of say.
It's...
And that's the way I see Republicans versus Democrats, or at least like leftists. That whenever given a problem, almost immediately Republicans will turn it into a black and white issue. Whenever in reality, there's a lot of undermining issues between it, like what causes a school shooter or what causes crime. I could pull up a bunch of bullet points saying this could be the reason or this could be the reason. These are all reasons that connect to it. All of them may be right, but also they could all equally be correct. And Republicans are like,
Thoughts and
well,
prayers.
well, if you're broke, it's because you're a you're a minority. You don't know how to handle your money, or you're a drug dealer. You're one of them BLMers. It's like, dude, come on now. At the end of the day, we're talking about people. People deserve respect. People deserve to have a roof over their head. At the end of the day, it's like I look at Republicans as fucking sociopaths, as fucking psychopaths. They don't deserve a voice. But if I was in a public office, they are humans to me. They deserve the same healthcare that I get. They deserve the same respect that I get. All of that. At the end of the day, they're people. But with some of these motherfuckers, they don't give a fuck.
They don't care.
They don't care.
No.
It sucks, dude. It genuinely sucks. Fucking Texas is awful.
Yeah. But switching gears to a more feel-good thing. Redneck at heart, you... Like, tell me how you got into hunting and fishing, and how was your trip? How did the hunt go?
It sucks because we didn't catch anything. We didn't kill nothing.
No.
But I'll send you some photos so you could actually put it on your podcast and everything.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so me and my little sister and my father, we went out to New Mexico in an area that I'm very, very passionate about. I would recommend to anyone to go out to Lincoln National Forest. I'll name drop it. I love it to death. And out there, pretty much what's a common pest out here? Raccoons, possums. They're not as like super common, so I'm gonna just say, yeah.
Leguaches.
But yeah, the Leguaches. They're out there. Elk, mule deer, and to some extent, bears are as common as some of those pests.
Whoa.
I'm talking about you are driving through this like decently populated city. And through the mountains and stuff, and as you're going by, you're seeing deer eating in people's yards and acting like they're not about to become fucking beef. Like, it is crazy.
That's wild.
So we went out there. I brought my gun and everything, and we went out there. We didn't. The first day we scouted. We were practicing our shots and everything. Next day we get up at 4 a.m. We go to the spot. We see some mule deer, nothing. We see some elk in the distance. Get over there, nothing. And it's just a whole lot of nothing basically the whole day. Next day we wake up and I'm hunting, and this is the first time in a while that I've exercised so fucking much I almost pass out. Damn. Going up a mountain that feels almost fucking straight up. And yeah, a whole lot of nothing. The next morning was really, really foggy, and I mean, visibility is all about hunting. So
yeah.
We couldn't do anything, so we're like, fuck it, we're just gonna wrap it up and stuff. But I mean, it was genuinely a much cooler experience than my first hunt.
Yeah.
Because my first hunt, as thankful I am that I had it, we basically went down to this valley. And the circumstances behind it are so perfect because all the stars align. So much so, I believe in shooting stars to this day because I believed on a shooting star. We get down there, and literally within 30 minutes of the legal sunrise where you're allowed to shoot and stuff, I see an elk coming down towards us. He bugles right in front of us, bugling just like kind of making a noise with their mouth and stuff. And within like 30 minutes, we get a fucking elk that's bigger than my dad's, bigger than my mom's if she would have shot hers, and bigger than any of the ones that my sister saw on her trip. I completed I completed at the age of 13 what most fucking white hunters beg for their entire lives.
Damn.
So yeah, but I got into hunting really early. I mean, my uncle had a ranch out in Waco. We would always go out there, and at the time, in Austin too, sadly, but Austin and Waco had a huge like hog problem. And there was times where we would trap upwards of 15 fucking hogs. It was crazy.
And aren't hogs like they're harmful to that environment or the ecosystem they're in?
I wouldn't say they're invasive, but damn near close to it.
Damn near. So that's why like that's the borderline. I remember there was a debate going on by a couple friends of mine, and one person said don't kill them, but another person was saying hey. You're able to hunt them, and it's actually kind of a good thing if you do hunt them.
They destroy crops, they kill animals, like they do a lot of shit.
Like if I'm gonna go into my leftist perspective, dead pig is a good pig,
Yeah.
And hogs, like they tear up millions of acres of properties each year.
That's funny. I get it.
Yeah.
It took me a second to get it.
But yeah, no, hogs have definitely been an issue in Austin and Waco and stuff. So we would go out there, just fucking kill them, kill deer, any other coyotes or even foxes at one point, bobcats even. And yeah, that was my life for the first like 10 years and stuff. I haven't hunted officially for about 10 years now.
Damn.
But yeah, just because I haven't been able to pull a tag and stuff, but I'm thinking about going either duck hunting or deer hunting soon. So yeah, if I get anything, dude, you're gonna be the first person to get some.
Hell yeah.
Shit's so good.
Hell yeah. Switching gears again, spam pages. How do y'all like using those?
Dude, at this point, I tried making myself so marketable. But I love spam pages. Yeah. I could just post whatever the fuck, and I got some of my UTA buddies just hyping me up in the comments, talking about they're trying to suck my dick and stuff. I'm like, damn, I love it.
Love it, man. Love it. Y'all hear about BTS being forced into the military?
That shit's crazy. Like, actually fucking crazy.
Honestly, I applaud them for that, because they're generally doing what every other, like, young adult guy does in South Korea. Like, because at the end of the day, like, yeah, they're, like, super famous and stuff, like, internationally, but they're still South Koreans. Like, that's their culture. That is what they're used to.
Kudos to them for not throwing a fit about it.
However,
however, they
that.
shouldn't be. I say this to all the men in North Korea. None of them should be forced to serve for a military. Yeah. Now, like she said, that's their culture and stuff, and I mean they're on the border of North Korea, so it's always a thing that they might be in conflicts. But it genuinely sucks that they're not going to be making music. I don't listen to them, but it does suck, not having that.
I mean,
I have been loving like the TikTok memes about them going to join the army.
Damn, because they're like huge. You see them everywhere, and it's just crazy that now they're kind of put on hold, but it's for the reasons of their country, their own.
I think they would have thrown a fit if they weren't allowed to, because from what I know, from what I heard, they wanted to go. Like, they did not want to be exempt.
And see, that's another thing. Their morality. They wanted to serve their real country.
I think we're coming from a really big place of privilege to say that they shouldn't be expected to join. Because again, like you were saying, like North Korea is right there. There's the constant threat of some sort of war coming out.
Exactly.
So I think it's us just being like, oh my god, like why would they be forced to? Like, no, there's obviously a reason that they have to serve their country.
I think it's so fucking funny. Imagine being a buff ass fucking Russian dude, hopped up on so much fucking vodka and shit, and getting no scope by fucking Jim Con, or I don't know their name. Yeah, Jungkook from the Squid Game.
No, honestly, RM is my bias.
And they do the fucking BTS email from fucking Fortnite. Nah, hey!
Dude, that shit would be so goofy. But yeah, honestly, like I said, props to them. Honestly, I still don't think they're going to be fully in the military. I think they will still be exempt.
They're still going to be protected.
Yeah, like they're still going to get probably fucking office jobs. And
but also, they're not... South Korea's not in they're not in combat right now. Now, honestly, their 2 years that they do, it's just training in case anything does happen. Yeah. Don't think that they're actually, fucking no-scoping.
Shooting people, yeah.
Honestly, I hope I hope they make a documentary about
For
their experience
real.
in there. Just one because I'm interested in other countries' trainings for the military. I think American military training is fucking crazy. But honestly, I kind of want to see their experience and how they held everything up and what they do. Honestly,
It's definitely gonna be a full hurrah when they reunite inevitably.
no, yeah,
You know,
there's gonna be like a huge Fortnite.
that's another
concert.
thing too. But you know,
That's
knock on
what-
wood, I'm
oh,
not
yeah.
saying nothing type shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I mean.
They have until 2025, and
Yeah,
that's a whole like 3 years away.
that's when Black Ops 2 came out.
Yeah.
I'm stupid. I'm stupid for saying that shit. I'm stupid.
Hey, you're not wrong though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nuketown's coming up.
And speaking of games, thoughts on we still play games. Like, this is my Fortnite crew. Like, mine is one person who's very, very fucking great at that game.
It's gonna be not here
Correct.
shortly, but
Yeah.
we're gonna have to go pick
But
up
what's
your-
y'all's
Yeah.
current favorite game? What's y'all's current favorite console? And quick thought on the PS4.
PS4 fucking sucks. I'm just gonna stick with PC.
PS4 fucking sucks.
It
Unless it's Mortal Kombat and
yeah.
I'm playing with friends,
Yeah.
then it's not worth it. Because honestly, playing Mortal Kombat over here with you, Reynaldo, and I think Chris played with us.
Yes,
sometimes,
he
right?
did.
That shit was so fun. I had no clue what the fuck I was doing. I was pressing a bunch of buttons.
Yeah.
I remember
button
when I
mashing.
found out they were letting me win, I threw a fucking fit.
Ah, you're
Because I
mad.
thought I was so good. I was like, I'm a natural at this. And they, like, told me, I think it was towards the end of me, like, living over here in this, like, in Fort
Yeah.
Lauderdale, that they told me, they were like, no, like, we're letting you win. And
That's so
I
funny.
threw a fit.
See
But
through
yeah,
a
no,
fit.
I don't got any favorite games at the moment. I mean, we're always on Fortnite.
We're always on
shit.
Fortnite.
But
True.
the Forest 2 is coming out.
I wanna
think
play
May
that.
2023. That shit sounds so.
If it's
fucking fun.
crossplay, we're definitely playing the shit out of that.
I don't think it will be. If I'm
Ah,
honest.
damn it!
You just
You
have
need
to
to
get
build
a
a
PC.
PC, yeah.
I know.
Bro, you could have your whole like set
Set
up in
up-
this little corner right
Set
here.
it up
bro.
in the corner.
Be
That little
perfect.
corner actually used to be for my brother's baby carriage. That whole little section right there. That's why it's like kind of to the
Bro,
side.
my
I was
question
saying
is,
this would be a good ass spot for a PC.
Yeah.
It'd be a good
Monitors,
area for
your
streaming.
desks.
Mhm.
Also, why the fuck do you have a huge ass fishing rod if you're not gonna use it?
I use it in case whenever it's ready, primed and ready to go, man.
He does
Fair
go
enough.
fishing.
I do go fishing.
Dude, did you see? I found like a big ass fucking fishing rod on the side of 67.
What the fuck?
Brand fucking new.
That-
Literally tag and everything still on. The only thing that was messed up was when it fell out of whoever's truck it had. It just scratched up some of the paint, but I could give a
Come
fuck about
on,
paint.
it's paint.
I
Bro.
mean, mind you, I looked it up. That rod is probably like a good 120 by itself.
God
So,
damn.
yeah, shit's crazy. But yeah, no. Like, I've been having so much fun on PC and stuff. But yeah, no. Like, the first time I loaded into Fortnite on PS4, it took me like probably 2 minutes. I was like, bro, in this same amount of time, I could have loaded every single game that I usually play, League, all that stuff, without any issues.
Yeah.
Like, I like the convenience of it. At this point, we only use our PS4 to watch movies and stuff, which is exactly what we were doing with our Apple TV. But, I mean, it's something. Like, if I want to play Cuphead or another platformer, I'll be
DVD
fine.
there. I can use a DVD.
Yeah, that too, yeah. That is pretty true.
Another inspiration I had was Snoop Dogg. You ever seen him do his little interviews and shit with people?
Yeah, yeah.
So
I've seen a couple of
Oh,
videos.
I saw the one he did with what's his name? The funny dude, the funny Mexican one.
Gabriel Iglesias?
Fluffy?
Fluffy?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that one was funny.
Hell yeah. And he talks about hitting the blunt with fucking Snoop. Hell yeah. So I'm
Shit's
kind of
so
copying him because I love his kind of quick fire thing. He has
Uh-huh.
some nice questions, but I threw some of my own in there. So here you go. What is the first thing you do when you wake up? That's a good question. Yeah.
Cry.
Cry.
Check my phone.
Check my phone. Hot or cold?
Cold.
Car or truck?
Truck.
Truck.
Indica or sativa?
Sativa.
Indica.
Blunt or joint?
Joint.
Blunt.
If you had a superpower, what would it be?
Telekinesis.
I don't know. I'll go fucking. Wait, have you watched Invincible?
Yes.
Yeah. Adam. Oh, no, Eve. Eve's abilities.
Yeah,
Where she,
awesome.
Manipulate atoms and shit.
Hell yeah. Favorite thing to make or cook?
Wings.
Mexican hot dogs.
Red salsa verde or rojo salsa red salsa?
None. I'm a
Verde.
pussy.
Ooh, dogs or cats?
Cats, if they're nice.
Cat.
She's tired.
Dogs for the cuddles, cats for the convenience.
No, cats for the cuddles. Honestly, I did not expect my cat to be so good for my mental health.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
'cause
so nice.
no, but don't get me wrong. Like, she's my daughter. Like, I will fight her.
Mm.
Like, me and her have gotten into like screaming matches.
Damn.
Like, she'll be like, meow, and I'll be like, bitch. Like,
No, like not even joking either.
When I feel like sad and stuff, I think she knows, and she like is extra sweet to me. During
She's
those
so
times.
sweet. I love Lily.
Last thing you do before you sleep.
Smoke,
yeah.
Hey, hell yeah!
smoke
Those
or
were the
fuck.
quick fire questions. And then last thing, plans for the rest of the year? Anything y'all got planned?
Getting married.
Getting married.
Oh my god! I'm so happy for y'all. I'm so happy.
Another thing too, and this is one thing that hopefully you will benefit for, and I know for a fact it will benefit you. So one thing that I have right now is I have a. You know almost all my accounts and shit, but one of them is Six Eyes Media.
Yeah.
So Six Eyes Media started as a photography company,
Right.
and because of the name, I stopped using it because I want to actually start doing candid shots and portraits, senior photos, and all that stuff. I want to turn Six Eyes Media into a non-profit organization where we donate money and equipment to local artists in the area.
Hell yeah.
And I am super excited about doing that. There's a lot of works that go into becoming a non-profit, so I don't know how long it would take. Probably in the next couple of years and stuff, but fuck, I'm excited because I want to see some more art from some of these kids.
Like.
Yeah, me and him have like talked about like maybe like obviously in the future like opening up a studio or something.
Yeah.
That'd be something really.
That'd be
cool to
great.
look forward to.
And the thing about it too is like I don't want to take any money away from artists. That's their money, that's their hard work, that's their labor. I don't want to take the money from them. I just basically want to have all of their shit set up before they start making art. So for example, like t-shirt companies and stuff, you could either get a whack ass t-shirt with no production that's super cheap and you could get a lot of profit off of it. But I want to find the balance of everything, basically make it like, hey, you could start making shirts with us. This is the price, this is how much you would get off of each
Hell
shirt
yeah.
and stuff. Everything would be through us. And you would get most of the profit. We wouldn't take no more than like max 15%.
Mm-hmm.
And just make sure that we're able to keep on supplying equipment and money to the youth that's making our art.
Exactly.
Oh, and speaking of which, going back to another topic. So in Michigan, I was hearing about this earlier. In Michigan, this little Mexican girl, so sad, man. She just went into middle school. Or high school, I believe. And they made a mural at this Grand Rapids high school or middle school or something like that. And it's genuinely a really pretty mural. I fuck with it. And the sad part about it is a bunch of white people in the area got it removed because it had satanic symbol, aka or satanic symbol, witchcraft symbols. You know the hand with the eye in the middle? She said it was like a Latino symbol for like protection and stuff.
Loco.
They took that down because of satanic worship and witchcraft, and then got a trans flag removed because they said it was LGBT propaganda. So yeah, fucking crazy.
Damn.
But yeah, those are some of the kids I would reach out to. Like, hey, I love your shit. I fucking love it. I love what you do. Here's a little bit of money. I want to see something great out of this. And once you want to start promoting stuff, reach out back to us and we could get everything.
And it's a matter of like, cause I've been like having an understanding of promoting social media, and then like one of like the dreams I kind of try to do is be an actor and like act and whatnot. It's all about who you know and building the relationships.
Exactly. Networking
but like,
is the most important.
But here's the kind of sad thing is like we live in the age of the internet where everybody's looking at this and they see influencers. You can be an influencer by just saying you are.
Exactly.
But they're like, I want to be one so bad. It's just a matter of, hey, you got to find something that you like.
Yeah.
And like, hey, that's not on me to figure out for you. That's got to be on like whoever does what they want. But if you can like build something and have people try to grow it around you and kind of cultivate something, it becomes something greater.
Exactly. And like I said, like I just wanted a non-profit and make it to where like we just add more art to the world. You can never have more, or you can never have too much art and too much influence in the world. And honestly, like at the end of the day, it's like I want more Mexican directors. I want more black artists on the streets. I want to see much more people that look like myself making art because that is who I relate to. I don't relate to Megan Taylor or Shawn Mendes. I relate to Kendrick Lamar. All those motherfuckers.
Yeah,
I love their shit. And if they had enough money, they could have been making amazing art the moment they came out, but they don't.
But now if other people take it up to them, we can make something else.
Exactly.
There it is. And I think that's all of it, guys. We actually got through it in a timely manner. Follow them at their ads right there. I changed the song last second. This is the ending the Blood In, Blood Out. Follow us at Barrera Studio Lounge. Disclaimer, you already know the thing. Number 6.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Appreciate y'all being here.
Thank you for having me back.
Bitch.
Bitch.
Biatch.
The end, ladies and gentlemen.